In this presentation, you will get to know more about nation as spiritual and political as explained by Partha Chatterjee. Chatterjee's views on nationalism based on his book titled Nation and Its Fragments. The impact of nationalism has been discussed often in present times in academic circles and in social movements as well as in the media. Earlier, nationalism was seen among Asia and Africa, but now has a widespread impact. It deals with issues of terrorism, racism, etc., as well as with popular culture and media. Early nationalism emerged because of colonizers. In his book, Partha Chatterjee tries to break the myth of a uniform model of impact of colonization and the construction of nationalism. Nationalism has also been discussed by several authors like Bendison, who view it like an imagined community. There are two spheres. In his work, Chatterjee criticizes the nationalism within the country. There exist two realms through which the nationalist movement operated. The Britishers were more focused on the material realm, whereas the nationalist movements used the spiritual realm as a tool to put forward. The spiritual realm, like culture, tradition, caste, was seen as the point of control for the nationalist groups. Thus, for the nationalist group, the spiritual realm was seen as more superior than the material realm. They therefore tried to protect this with great spirit. There was a symbolic nationalism, according to Chatterjee. The nationalists tried to bring a new culture which had its roots with the indigenous culture. They also bent the existing rules in family, culture, literature for bringing more people together and making them or getting them involved. For Chatterjee, a historic nationalism has to include both the spheres, that is, material and spiritual. Nationalists and colonizers. According to Chatterjee, colonial powers limited themselves to administration as the colonizers saw within layers of hierarchy operating, castes, etc. The nationalists rewrote the history after taking away the vulgarity, objectification to bring people from different classes together. This was majorly done through the middle class educated Indians. He also discusses the role of women in the nationalist movement. According to him, the relationship between the modern state and peasantry is ambiguous and deals with tension. In Western Europe, the institutionalization of a modern regime of power coincides with and follows through a process of the extinction of the peasantry. Chatterjee, through his book, tries to show how the anti-colonialist nationalists have recreated their own domain of sovereignty within colonial society before the beginning of their political battle with the imperial power. These nationalists divided the culture into material and spiritual domains and spiritual sphere, representing religion, caste, women, the family, and peasants. Chatterjee also points out that middle class elite first imagined the nation into a spiritual dimension and then readied it for political contest, all the while normalizing the aspirations of the various marginal groups that typify the spiritual sphere. He argues this with the example of Bengal and its history, location, and literature. Thank you for watching the presentation.